Satin everybody, boy Big Brando, and today let's talk about pricing. Now, as most of you guys know, I've made a ton of videos about pricing already. If you just checked out the YouTube search bar, typed in Big Brando pricing, all the videos I have about pricing for your custom shirts, pricing for your own clothing brand, pricing for contract printing if you're acting as a print shop and printing for others, all of those videos are already posted, but I still get a lot of questions about pricing, and a lot of times it starts out with, hey Big Brando, what do you charge for a shirt like this? What do you charge for this? Hey, I'm getting my price list together. I want to compare pricing to yours to make sure I'm not overcharging or undercharging. I want to make sure that I'm in the right space when it comes to charging. I don't want to rip nobody off. I don't want to rip myself off. What do you charge? And I could go based off of that. Now, a lot of people think just because they have a heat press and I have a heat press, I use transfers, they use transfers, we should all be charging the same exact thing. But that's wrong, because it comes down to labor. I know what my labor is worth. I know what I charge for my labor. I know what my hourly rate is. I know what my day rate is. This is something that you have to figure out on your own. Now, for myself, I know how much money I'm leaving on the table if I take on another job. I know I could be making this much money over here, so I have to make sure that if I take on this job, I'm gonna recoup the money that I'm losing over here and getting it from this job over here. Now, I use this example all the time. And let's say you get paid $20 an hour at your day job. So your employer is valuing your time and your labor at 20 bucks an hour. Now, let's say you take on a client and you're doing a custom one-off t-shirt for this client. Now, let's say that you go back and forth in consultation. You guys talk about it. You're like, all right, this is what you want it to look like. This is the design. This is how you want it to look, blah, blah, blah. Let's say it takes you an hour to work on that design. Now you send it off to the customer. They're like, oh, you know what? Can you change this? Can you do this? I don't like this font. I don't like the sizing. So you go back and you adjust it. You make the correction. Another hour of design time has gone into that. Now you guys start talking. You guys start kind of zoning in on exactly what they're looking for. They agree to it and you're like, all right, cool. Now let's say you gotta cut that out on vinyl. You gotta weed it up. Then you gotta press it on. So now let's say that you press that shirt up and then the client's like, oh, you know what? Placement looks weird, or you pressed it too low. I need you to readjust this and do this. And shit happens all the time. Sometimes they'll say it looks way different in the mock-up than it does on the actual shirt. So now you have to readjust, recut, redo everything. So let's just say another 2 hours. You're into this job for 4 whole hours. And then on top of that, let's say that you charge the customer 20 bucks. Or let's say you said $25, right? For that t-shirt. Seems reasonable. You guys agreed on $25, but it took you 4 hours to create. So you got paid $5 an hour. You used $3 t-shirt and about $2 worth of vinyl. Getting paid $5 an hour sucks. Your day job's paying you $20. And you took on this job that took 4 hours. You agreed on $25 for this one t-shirt and you spent 4 hours of your day to get paid $5 an hour. Sounds crazy, right? So let's say that I said, hey man, I charge all my customers $20 for custom work. I'm placing a value on your labor by telling you that, because now you're thinking, all right, if he charges that, that's what I need to be charging also. But you don't understand that it only takes me 10 minutes to design that up. I work it out with my client that they only get 1 or 2 revisions and that's it. Once it's pressed on the shirt, they owe me the money, whatever it is. But that same job takes you 4 hours. So I'm getting paid $20 for the 10 minutes I put in doing this job. You're getting paid $20 for the 4 hours that you put in on that job. Doesn't add up, right? So that's why I don't talk about pricing. Pricing is based off of experience for one, and knowing what your labor is worth to you. I know what my labor is worth. You need to figure out what your labor is worth. That's why I don't put out no videos where I'm talking about actual numbers when it comes to pricing, because everybody's labor is worth something totally different to them. Now, the other follow-up question is always like, hey, well, how do I figure out what my labor's worth? That's something you have. What do you value your time at? I don't know your sacrifices. I don't know what you're doing throughout your day. I don't know how much you're getting paid at your day job. I don't know none of that shit. I know what I get paid, and I know what my labor is worth. I know what I charge my customers, and I know what my time is worth. That's what you have to figure out on your own, right? Use your day job as an example. Your boss, your manager, your employer values your time at X amount of dollars per hour. That's what you get paid at your day job. Use that as a starting point to figure out what your labor's worth. If that's what your employer thinks your time is worth, why would your time working on your own business be anything less than that? Then it's not even worth it. Then it's like, fuck the t-shirts, I'm just gonna work my day job because I'm getting more money per hour at my day job. That means your employer is valuing your time at a higher rate than what you value yourself at. So when it comes to charging for your labor, charging for materials, we all charge the same exact. We all buy wholesale t-shirts at the same price. We all buy vinyl at the same price. We all buy transfers at the same price. Material cost is the same across the board. Labor is the big part of pricing that you have to figure out on your own. I can't say, hey man, I charge $40 an hour for this, and then some kid that's brand new that just got a vinyl cutter says, oh shit, Big Brando charges $40. I'm gonna charge $40 too. He don't got no experience or anything. He'll be ripping his customers off. See what I'm saying? Customers are paying for my experience, but then now you have some kid that just bought a Cricut that's only had it for a week, valuing his time at $40 when he has no experience. He's basically ripping his customers off, but he thinks that's the starting point because somebody on YouTube tells them that's what they charge. So it's very hard to compare pricing. It's very hard to compare labor and value and shit like that because nothing is the same. Everybody's labor is different. Everybody's experience is different. Everybody values their time a lot different. So once again, this video probably helps nobody else. So if you got questions, leave it in the comments. Follow me on Instagram, Big Brando TV. But this is another pricing video where I say the same exact thing and people are probably going to be asking the same exact questions. It all comes down to your labor and what you value your time at. All right, figure that shit out, then you got your pricing. Catch you guys on the next one, man. Yeah.